Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and gonna go over the Elimination Chamber, the last pay-per-view before we hit WrestleMania. And well, in advance, I'm going to apologize because the WrestleMania show is going to be really fucking long compared to most episodes on this show. So yeah, Elimination Chamber in my beloved hometown of Philadelphia, and I'm not going to lie, Philly, I was a tad bit disappointed in you because any other time you guys are like freaking off the hook, straight up, ballistic on anything and everything, you know, whether if someone's coming out wearing purple tights instead of red, or somebody changed their hair, or if somebody screwed up a move or whatever, and yet it was like a freaking just almost, it almost came, the crowd atmosphere came off almost like a Monday Night Raw crowd, which, being a Philly boy, and not just a Philly boy that grew up in the original ECW crowd, man, I gotta tell you, what the fuck? Just, ugh. So yeah, that said, let's get on with this show. Not going to really talk about the SmackDown Rewind. We go over that all in the pay-per-views. We don't talk about that, but one thing did wind up putting two and two together earlier today during the production meeting. My fabulous executive producer, Ali Rewind, I always mention him at the end of the show. He provides the music for it. You know, this year's WrestleMania is going to be this year's WrestleMania week is going to be way fucking different as far as party-wise for WWE invading the city, because you're gonna have the Hall of Fame on Thursday. You're gonna have the SmackDown Before Mania on Friday, which my money's on. That's gonna be the Raw After Mania crowd as well. So that's gonna be like their pre-game. Then you're going to have NXT that Saturday, then you're going to have Mania, and then you're going to have the Raw After Mania. You know, for the past few years we had Raw and then SmackDown that Tuesday, you know, but just, you know, seeing that, having the Mania crowd on a go-home show instead of the Fallout, I think is going to be really interesting. And again, my producer, Ali Rewind Ben, can't put that man over enough even if I wanted to, made that wonderful comparison. Now, with that said, pre-game show, Raiders against Hawkins and Ryder, and well, the winners were who you would expect, but surprisingly, Hawkins and Ryder were leading the match and almost kind of coming off in a heelish like manner. They obviously didn't turn, but you know, just the attitude that they had that night, it was more so like, are we seeing them go to the dark side now, or, and no. Ivar wound up getting a hot tag. Next thing you know, cleaned up house. Match came to an end when Ryder went to go and try and hit the Rough Rider on Eric. Eric just threw him up over him. Ryder then hit Hawkins. After that, they grabbed Ryder and then hit the Viking Experience on him. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So, now we go to the main show. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. And this was straight up pure wrestling. You know, and I'm pretty sure the dirt sheet jerk-offs that swear by, you know, catch as catch can, shoot style, You know, God forbid you have some weird gimmicky shit that other people may find entertaining in a show in there. And I'm pretty sure they were all salivating over that. And I'm not saying that as a knock on the guys. That's a knock on the dirt sheet jerk off. So before y'all start putting your hate comments down below, which got no problem with them, just make sure they're well educated and meaningful, please. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak, man, this had like circa 2005 indie feel to it, no doubt. At Gulak, man, at one point left a wham welt on Bryan's back. You could see that. And this was a very stiff, very ugly looking match, you know. Gulak, you know, I mean, it was really great technical, and that's to be expected. You got two great workers who want to go and work. What do you expect? Now, the thing that, if I had to have a takeaway for what I did not like on it, was how many attacks Gulak had hitting Bryan's neck and head, just like, you know, okay, you know, I've said this before about with Bryan. He got cleared to come back. More power to him. That's great. He's getting to fulfill his dream once again. However, I still feel funny seeing him in the ring just because of, given everything we know about concussions and brain damage and all that. And then after he announced his retirement, when he went on that press release tour, one point, I think it was either ESPN or ABC, I know they're under the same umbrella, but some sports affiliate. I think with ABC it was Good Morning America. I'm not 100% certain. If somebody knows what it is, please tell me. He wound up doing an interview, and he was saying he was suffering from concussion seizures really bad. Like, he was having like 15 or 20 of them, and I don't know. I just can't help but think, God, if you were suffering that bad, and now you're getting back in there, I don't know. To me, it feels like a ticking time bomb waiting to happen, but the docs cleared him. I don't have any medical degrees. That's just it. This was a great match, though. I can't put us over enough. This was great. This was the best match on the undercard, hands down. You know, really liked it. Match came to an end. Daniel Bryan wound up actually getting a yes lock in, and then it was Gulak fought, tried to work around it, but couldn't, and eventually tapped out. Afterwards, they both just standing in there. Gulak looking pissed off, like, damn it, fucking had him. Fucking had him. And Bryan just looking like, no, come on, Philly, put your own homegrown boy over like that. Give him credit. He did a hell of a work. Did a hell of a show right here. So next up we got U.S. title match, Andrade going against Humberto Carrillo once again, which, okay, really, at this point now, can we stop with this? We get it. Andrade has Humberto's number. Can we just please start moving forward? You want to have Andrade, you want to give Andrade legitimacy with the U.S. title. Have him go and take a page out of John Cena's book. Say, I'm going to do a U.S. Open challenge. If somebody in the back has enough balls to think they could take this from me, come on down and just let some random person come out. Because, let's face facts, when Cena had the U.S. title and he was doing the U.S. Open challenge, that shit was fucking good because we got to see random guys go out there, work with Cena, who is an established talent, and even though Cena win, he got that talent over. Same thing can happen with Andrade. You know, so yeah. So, Andrade, he was really aggressive right at the start, you know. Lots of the high-flying lucha stuff as you would expect, but, you know, other than that, really, not much else to really give a wow factor. Andrade was leading the match, but, you know, it's just, like I said, at this point, it's just like they're going through the cogs, and these guys have gone against each other so many times now, it's just like, what the fuck? Stop. Oy. Match wound up coming to an end when they were rolling around trying to get a counter each other's roll-ups. Andrade had it. He had a handful of tights. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So, yeah. Now, next up, we got Elimination Tag Match. Miz and Morrison going against Roode and Ziggler, Lucha House Party, Heavy Machinery, The New Day, and the Usos. New Day and Usos start out the match. And, wow, my God, I forgot how good New Day and Usos were when you put them together and just tell them, alright, you guys go out there, do your thing, go work. You know, I forgot on how good they were until I saw that first 5 minutes. You know, and then it was just, whoa. Anyways, Lucha House Party came out next, and now, yeah, we all shit on Lucha House Party, and yeah, they got a shitty gimmick, and they're working with what they got, you know, that's it. I look at it in this type of perspective. You know, you can have a shitty movie, yes, but if you got a good actor in a shitty movie, you can't really shit on the actor because they're making the best of what they got. They're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Same thing with a wrestler. If a wrestler's got a shitty gimmick, but they're doing everything they can to get this bit over, you can't shit on the wrestler for it. Because, again, they're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. And after Lucha House Party, Miz and Morrison eventually came out, and then it was Heavy Machinery, and then Roode and Ziggler. Once everyone came out, then it became the big giant clusterfuck that Elimination Chambers are typically known for. Probably the two biggest high spots in the Elimination Chamber match was when Roode and Ziggler came out. Heavy Machinery cornered them on both doors, got them out. And then Otis, who I guarantee is still gunning for Ziggler, you know, was going after Ziggler during the match. Went to go do a running charge at him. Ziggler moved out the way. And Otis actually crashed through the plexiglass and landed to the outside of the chamber. And the whole time you just see Tucker like, Otis, you okay? Otis, man! Next thing you know, it was just like, you son of a... And then he just started going ballistic, attacking everyone, until eventually he got pinned in. Heavy Machinery got taken out. But probably also the second biggest high spot in it happened right before that. Somehow, Lance Dorado wound up actually climbing up to the top of the chamber with nobody noticing. And then did, like, from the roof of the chamber, swung off and did a shooting star press onto everyone. That was really cool high spot, but yeah. My question on that is, while I like seeing really cool high spots, I like seeing really cool high spots that are needed to tell a story. Where was the story aspect in that? That's just me, you know. I got a mix of old school and new school mentality up in here. But the final two eventually come down to Miz and Morrison and the Usos, and them two cats, or them two them too. Them four cats can work together really damn good, and I freaking loved seeing it. You know, it was all out balls to the wall action trying to fight the show. Hey, we deserve these titles. And you could take that "we" and put it on either team. It was just really nice. Now, match eventually came to an end. Miz and Morrison, they did a double pin on the Usos. Which meant they wound up putting Miz and then Morrison on top of one of the Usos and got the 1, 2, 3. So yeah. Now, as far as where they're going from here, my guess at Mania, they're going to probably do another match with Miz and Morrison against the Usos. Or they'll probably somehow find a way to try and, don't want to say recycle because it sounds too, but try and take from this and try and take some of this match and put it into Mania. Next up, we got Uncle Allen himself, AJ Styles, going against Aleister Black. This in a no disqualification match, and yeah, this is where it got really weird and just kind of head scratchy. Because, one, the crowd was silent. And I'm not talking like New Japan crowd being respectful to the performers type silent. I mean, like, it was, I chalk it up to the chamber match being so heavy with action and spots and all the drama and all that stuff that the crowd was just like trying to catch their breath, and unfortunately Styles and Black were victim of card placement, and you know, they got put in a spot where the crowd was recovering from it. But for a no DQ match, not as much no DQ action as I thought I would see, you know, especially given Philadelphia, ECW, the birthplace of Extreme. But yeah, not as much no DQ stuff as I expected, but fairly decent match. You know, it had a good solid start, and I liked on how AJ was working on Black's one leg. Not the one he hits the Black Mass with, but the one he uses to stabilize himself, because anyone can go for the leg that he goes to kick you with. You know, that's easy. But you take out the leg that he has to stand on, you can't kick you if you can't stand. But Gallows and Anderson were outside during the entire time, and AJ did an interview earlier saying that he's having them out just so that way they could have the best seat in the house to watch the match. They're not going to do nothing. They're being good. You know? And all the while, yeah. So, it was a fairly decent match. It eventually came to an end when Black, just as he was about to go, he was building a comeback just as he was about to go and try and hit Styles with a Black Mass. That's when Gallows and Anderson came in. Boom, 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 boom. Start beating him up. Next thing you know, Styles like, set him up, set him up. He gets on the apron, gets ready to go and springboard to go do the phenomenal forearm. Next thing you know, bong. And then the lights go out. Come back on, you just see Taker holding Gallows and Anderson both by the throat. Boom! Chokeslam them. Styles, like mother, goes to springboard over. Next thing you know, choke slams Styles. Hit the gong again. Lights go out. Taker disappears. And then next thing you know, Black then hits AJ with a Black Mass. So, and then he got the 1, 2, 3. So, Aleister Black is your winner. Next up, we got the Street Profits going against Seth Rollins and Murphy, which, okay, it was an okay match, you know. Like I said, really surprisingly silent I mean, Philadelphia, my beloved hometown of Philly, we are supposed to be, okay, everyone said, you know, most wrestling promoters and such say New York is has the smartest of the fans. Okay. But we're fucking Philly. We're supposed to be the fucking loudest and rowdiest. And you guys are sitting there so quiet you can hear a mouse piss on a wad of cotton. Like, what the... I almost had an aneurysm on how silent it was. Like, what the shit nuts? You know? It was a good match. Ford was the bump taking punching bag. You know, Dawkins, he caught the hot tag. Decent match, you know. Nothing necessarily to nothing to basically remember. No, wrong choice of words. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to come off. I'm not trying to come off bitter and cynical just to be bitter and cynical. It's just the fucking crowd. My hometown disappointed me, and I'm taking it out on breaking down the fucking matches. It was a decent match. Just it felt more like a really good Monday Night Raw match, you know. And match eventually came to an end with, well, actually, interesting part did come up during it was during the match, Kevin Owens, he came down through the crowd, holding the thing of popcorn on, hopped over the barricade, sat on top of the Spanish table while Seth was outside. He grabbed a handful, boom, flung it at Seth. Next he was like, nah. And then Dawkins, boom, took him out, which prompted a shitload of people on Twitter to then throw up videos of when Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever the hell you want to call him, was still in WWE, and he taunted Seth by, boom, throwing an entire bag of popcorn at him. Excuse me. And so, apparently, popcorn is Seth Rollins' big weakness. That's his kryptonite. So, if anyone's going to go against Seth Rollins within the next couple days, remember this. Popcorn's Seth's weakness. So yeah, after that, Dawkins and Ford, they start working on Murphy, and then next thing you know, Ford does the big splash onto Murphy, get the 1, 2, 3, and then after that, Owens comes in, after the Profits go up to the entryway and start celebrating. Owens comes in, stuns Seth. Next thing you know, as he's leaving, Murphy, who's all beaten up, boom, dumps the popcorn on him and walks off. Fallout to that happened on Monday night, where as Owens is coming in, you see Seth and his cronies all standing by the walkway for the boys to come in, and you see Seth holding a thing of popcorn. Kevin, how you doing, bud? Want some? Nah, Seth. I think I'm good. Throws his luggage at Acom and then starts swinging until eventually the numbers catch up. He gets beat down, and then I'll explain the fallout from the rest of the fallout on that later in the show. Well, actually, I can explain that now. Yeah, sorry. Thought they messed up the note. Production crew messed up the notes again. Then Seth had a match with Black later on in the show. Wound up getting thrown out. Got turned into an 8-man with Black, the Raiders, and Owens against Seth and his boys. And then yeah, after the match, Owens proceeded to go and stun the shit out of Seth and all. So yeah. And then Seth's guys got the numbers on him, and then curb stomp, all that shit. Yeah, you can tell they're obviously building up to Seth versus Owens at Mania, which I'm all good for it. So now we come to Braun Strowman versus Cesaro, Nakamura, and Sami Zayn for Braun's Intercontinental Championship. And might I note, this is the first time Sami Zayn has had an actual match on TV in quite some time. I got to see Sami perform live back during the summer. Right before SummerSlam, he went against Braun. And man, I gotta tell you, I forgot on how good Sami is. I'm sure his mentor, the late great El Generico, may he rest in peace. He died saving as many orphans in Tijuana as he could. You know, I'm sure El Generico would be extremely proud of Sami Zayn. But yeah, it really good. Like the quick assaults, you know, the quick tag in and out assaults on Braun. It made sense, you know. Instead of everyone all trying to pile on him at once, it was, no, boom, hit him here, boom, hit him there, boom, hit him here, boom, hit him there. You know, and it was like that. And Sami was playing cat and mouse games the entire time during the match. Really good to see. Sami Zayn, my God, he is a fucking amazing chicken shit heel, you know. And I've said this before a good while back. You got two different kinds of heels. You got your ass-kicking heels, which eventually they wind up becoming faces. Case in point, Stone Cold. That's probably the best example in the world. And then you got your chicken shit heels, which are the ones that everyone always goes and thinks, man, if I could just get 5 minutes with that guy, man, I wish I could. Those are the heels that wind up lasting as heels. And Sami is a fucking great chicken shit heel. You know? Really I dug the shit out of this match, you know? And I know a lot of people have lost all hope on Braun. They say, oh well, WWE gave up on him, you know, he's not a big deal. He's all this and that and that. I still see high hopes and big potential in the guy. No pun intended. The guy's an attraction. And aside from being damn near 400 pounds and 7 foot, you know, he can freaking move. He can move and he can work. You know, I mean, yeah. The guy will eventually rise to the top. It's just a matter of when, you know? And it's just time and patience is the biggest thing. And unfortunately, the very loud minority that's on the internet all the time, unfortunately, tends to forget that. Hence why I'm typically shunned and blacklisted by a majority of the wrestling Twitter community. And, well, I don't give a shit. Fuck them. Match eventually came to an end when Cesaro and Nakamura, they had Strowman up for a double suplex, and as they had him up, Sami, boom, caught him with the hell of a kick. Sami pinned him 1, 2, 3. Sami won. Sami Zayn is your new Intercontinental Champion. And again I say, I am sure El Generico is looking down, proud as he can be, on his young protege, Sami Zayn. And some folks want to go and say, well, this is Sami's first major title in WWE, which I just say, hold on there, shit for brains. Did y'all forget he was an NXT champion? You know, because, let's face facts, NXT is an established third brand. It's been an established third brand since it got fucking put on the WWE network. You know, you can make the argument saying, oh, it was developmental. It's their developmental. It's this, it's that. It's still fucking part of still under their umbrella. You know, I could go into the company. I could win that fucking 24/7 title, get fired 2 weeks later, and then get put on a card at an indie show saying, former WWE champion. It's not a fucking lie because I won a fucking title from them. So, yeah. Now we come to the main event of the night. Women's Elimination Chamber match. Six women all fighting each other in one giant cage. Whew, thank goodness my homeboy Zeke was there for me with my heart pills. Especially given the fact the first one to come out was my future third ex-wife, Asuka. So it was Asuka, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, which... Liv, good God in that gear. Whew. Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler, Ruby Riott, and Natalya. Natty and Ruby started off the match. Nice, decent pace. Sarah Logan eventually came in next. Started headhunting, hitting everyone. And then Shayna Baszler came in. Shayna, oh my God, this was beautiful right here. I fucking loved this part right here because Shayna Baszler came in and systematically destroyed everyone. She took out Ruby Riott. Then she took out Sarah Logan. Or no, first she took out Sarah Logan. Then Ruby. And then Natalya. And the way she hit Natalya was freaking beautiful. She got her wedged in between the doorways for the chamber and was just slamming the door like wham, 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 like that on her. And then choked her out with the Karabuta. And then after that, pacing back and forth between Asuka and Liv like, come on, I'm going to take one of yous out. I don't care who it is. I'm going to beat one of you, you know. And then Liv's turn came up. She was like, you know, and instead of showing signs of being hesitant, was more so like, all right, come on, let's do this, bish. And Liv, I give her credit. She put up a fight, but did not last. However, she put up a good fight, you know, to where she was trying tooth and nail, and then just where Shayna literally had her by the legs and swung her up against the cage and then the plexiglass, and the thud that you heard, it made it sound like that it was actually more so like she caught one of the beams for the chamber instead of the plexiglass, but oh my God. Yeah. And then we got Shayna and Asuka. Now, it was only about 3, maybe 5 minutes of them two going at it, but I don't care. That was just fucking beautiful because it told a story. It told a story. It was building up. You know? Asuka has already been established as a heavy fighter, as an established fighter, and somebody that can kick your ass 6 ways from Sunday. Shayna Baszler has been established as that in NXT. Now she's being established as that on Monday Night Raw. Yes, Shayna won. What, did I like that? No. Did I want Asuka to win? Of course I did. It's Asuka. You know, but fuck, I'm fine with it because it tells a story. They're telling the story of how Shayna is gunning for Becky and looking to choke her out. You know? And the fallout from that was the actual opening for Raw. Becky Lynch came out, cut a promo, and to basically sum it up, she said, Shayna, you got no charisma. You're blander than paint on the wall. You may say, I'm a bitch. Well, you know what? I'm the bitch that runs this division. I'll see you at Mania. And so, yeah, that basically summed it up. So, folks, that is it for this week's show. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on the Twitter, Tim Vicious. Also got that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash, make sure you let me know you found me on there from here. On my Twitter at Tim Vicious. So I don't think I got Creed John going. Also, big thanks to contributors to the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, Big ups again to the man himself, my executive producer, Ali Rewan Ben, who provided the music for this week's show. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below. You want one of these sweet Ali Rewan shirts? Hit me up and I'll talk to that man for you. Show him some love and support. Also, folks, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter. Assel Mulligan, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants, and Dazzy MWP. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.